All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Tech for Senior. It's June the 10th. It is going to be episode 218. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. Thank you, Huey, for doing a great job last week. And we have a big show for you today. So we're going to start a bit early and get things moving. As I have mentioned in the past, we still have our Ko-fi fund going, and I want to thank ℙ𝕝𝕗𝕂𝕼 this week for donating generously to our fund. It'll be open all year. If you have some extra cash, that certainly we thank you again. As you probably are aware, this week a lot of the big Apple development notices are coming up. This is their worldwide developer conference. We're expecting big announcements with RCS chat and also AI being released for their products. So we'll be talking all about that this Thursday on Tech for Senior Live. So if you haven't come over and watched our show on Thursday, you should do so. This should be a really good one, and we'll hear all about the new features on with Apple. Don't forget, next week on the 17th is a special. We'll be doing all about streaming services, all the different services we are going to do on how to stream, and that will be, stay tuned in the newsletter for the finalization of that, but we'll be talking about streaming services next week. For those of you who are who keep on top of things, you probably see the agenda is in our newsletter. And speaking of our newsletter, I want to thank again our sponsors, who are, of course, the Glendora Seniors Computer Club in California. They are the Geeks on Tour and Central Florida Computer Society, all who sponsor our newsletter. Thank you so much again for sponsoring, and we should be supporting them as well. For those of you who are watch our premium educational video, I'll put the link in the chat. But today we'll be talking about Upscale and Enhance Your Photos by Huey Popluck. And I'm going to be talking about getting ready for Prime Days. Yes, July we'll be having Prime Days. So that, and also digitizing your photos. So all sorts of good stuff on our Prime video, which will be coming out at 1:30. A brief introduction for everybody, as I want to get the show going quickly now because we have a huge show for you today. But briefly, Huey, I noticed that you had a great WinSig on, I'll take my spotlight off. You had a good WinSig on Sunday?
We did. We had a nice crowd. I will post the link to the video for it. If you missed it, you can come join us. And we're going along, continuing with that. And I've been busy.
All right. And Bob, Copilot, the good, bad, and the ugly, I guess they're reversing their decisions on a lot of stuff this week, eh?
Microsoft. Yeah, there have been some changes made, and part of it is also the reason why the good, bad, and the ugly. But at least they've reversed the decision. It will be something you need to select. It'll be off by default.
Excellent. Excellent. So we'll be hearing all about that on your video today. And Ray, toe tapping music coming. I didn't peek. I didn't peek and listen to what you have. So I don't listen to it. So I don't know actually what you
do. Do you normally peek?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I don't want to. Wow. I don't want to know. So
self-controlled is your middle name.
It is. It is.
That's very good.
That's right. And I don't even put it on the playlist till after the show. Otherwise, it could come up randomly as I'm doing gardening, listening to your music, right?
And you say, what is that?
What is that? Right. And Bill James, I can't believe it. You're going to be in the city with the tallest building in all of the United States. Well done.
That seems to be the plan.
Can
hardly wait.
All right. And then, of course, Chris and Jim, great show on Sunday. Thanks so much. That was really, really important for everyone to know that. If you haven't seen that, go to their site, Geeks on Tour, and they will, you can look at and replay the show, and I would encourage you to do so. All right, Bob, let's take it away and get going because we have a big show today.
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending June 7th, 2024. AI company Hugging Face detects unauthorized access to its Spaces platform. Artificial intelligence company Hugging Face on Friday disclosed that it detected unauthorized access to its Spaces platform earlier this week. We have suspicions that a subset of Spaces secrets could have been accessed without authorization, it said in an advisory. Spaces offers a way for users to create, host, and share AI and machine learning applications. It also functions as a discovery service to look up AI apps made by other users on the platform. Hugging Face recommends you refresh any key or token and consider switching your HF tokens to fine-grained access tokens, which are the new default. Read more at 𝕤𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗.com. Celebrity TikTok accounts compromised using zero-click attack via DMs. Popular video sharing platform TikTok has acknowledged a security issue that has been exploited by threat actors to take control of high-profile accounts on the platform. The exploit has been found to take advantage of a zero-day vulnerability in the messaging component that allows malicious code to be executed as soon as the message is opened. It's currently unclear how many users have been affected, although a TikTok spokesperson said that the company has taken preventative measures to stop the attack and stop it from happening again in the future. The company further said that it's working directly with impacted account holders to restore access. Read more at 𝕤𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗.com. Adobe scolded for selling Ansel Adams-style images generated by AI. Adobe found itself in hot water this weekend after the Ansel Adams estate publicly scolded the company for selling generative AI imitations of the late photographer's work. On Friday, Adams' estate posted a screenshot to Threads showing AI-generated images available on Adobe stock that were labeled as Ansel Adams style, telling Adobe it was officially on our last nerve with this behavior. Adobe responded to the call-out, saying it had removed the offending content and had privately messaged the Adams estate to get in touch directly in the future. The Adams estate, however, said it had contacted Adobe directly multiple times since August of 2023. Read more at TheVerge.com. The CEO of Zoom wants AI clones in meetings. Zoom founder Eric Yuan has big ambitions in enterprise software, including letting your AI-powered digital twins attend meetings for you. Eric really wants you to stop having to attend Zoom meetings yourself. You'll hear him describe how he thinks one of the big benefits of AI at work will be letting us all create something he called a digital twin, essentially a deepfake avatar of yourself that can go to Zoom meetings on your behalf and even make decisions for you while you spend your time on more important things like your family. So maybe next time it'll be my twin that does this report. Read more at TheVerge.com. Google Maps timeline data to be stored locally on your device for privacy. Google has announced plans to store Maps timeline data locally on users' devices instead of their Google account effective December 1st, 2024. The changes were originally announced by the tech giant in December 2023, alongside updates to the auto-delete control when enabling location history by setting it to 3 months by default, down from the previous limit of 18 months. Google Maps Timeline, as the name implies, helps users track routes, trips, and places they have been to over time, assuming location history and web and app activity settings are enabled. But with the latest change to host the data on users' devices, the company has also said that it's removing the ability to view them on the web. Read more at 𝕤𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗.com. AI giants to face heat from U.S. regulators. The U.S. Department of Justice and Federal Trade Commission reportedly plan to launch antitrust investigations into the perceived dominance of Microsoft, NVIDIA, and OpenAI in the AI segment, with the agencies agreeing to divide responsibilities in probing the three companies. The decision to investigate has apparently been fueled by heightened concerns within the U.S. government about the rise of human-like AI-generated images, texts, videos, and audio technology, which has triggered an industry frenzy, reported the New York Times. Read more at mobileworldlive.com. ChatGPT will no longer listen to you in the background unless you change this setting. ChatGPT's smartphone app has quietly added a new toggle that allows users to enable or disable background listening for voice conversations. When the feature was released late last year, ChatGPT would always continue listening even if you locked your smartphone or switched to a different app. Put simply, it behaved more like a phone call, unlike Google's Assistant, which only pops up momentarily to listen for a singular question or command. A new background conversation toggle now resides in the smartphone app settings menu, but it's disabled by default. Read more at androidauthority.com. Humane warns AI pin owners to immediately stop using its charging case. Humane is telling AI pin owners today that they should immediately stop using the charging case that came with its AI gadget. There are issues with a third-party battery cell that may pose a fire safety risk, the company wrote in an email to customers. Humane says it has disqualified that vendor and is moving to find another supplier. It also specified that the AI pin itself, the magnetic battery booster, and its charging pad are not affected. The company didn't say if it will offer a replacement charging case, only that it will share additional information after investigating the issue. Read more at thehackernews.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel. Digital nomadism, the tech enabling a traveling workforce. Your tech toolkit for living the digital nomad dream. With the right gear and apps, you can conquer the world from anywhere. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know? The NYPD had a police officer follow Andre the Giant whenever he went out drinking. This was to make sure he didn't get drunk and fall on anyone. According to Paul Simon, the title of his song, Mother and Child Reunion, was the name of a chicken and egg dish he lifted off a Chinese restaurant menu. Just thought you might like to know. Either you deal with what is the reality, or you can be sure that the reality is going to deal with you. Thanks to Alex Haley. And that's a wrap for this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. Excellent, as usual. Last week, we had some questions about Windows Taskbar and how to use it. So I put our guru of gurus, the man who is the multi-dexterous, I call him. He teaches us Apple and Windows tips. I asked Bill James to give a talk today on mastering the taskbar.
Mastering the taskbar, Windows tips. The taskbar first appeared in Microsoft Windows with the release of Windows 95 on August 24, 1995. The concept of a taskbar was not directly copied from another operating system, but it was inspired by various features from earlier systems. For instance, the Amiga operating system released in 1985 had a feature called the workbench that displayed running applications and allowed users to switch between them. Similarly, the Acorn Archimedes computer running the RISC OS had a similar feature called Icon Bar. The Windows 95 taskbar combined these ideas and introduced a more unified and accessible interface featuring the Start menu, Quick Lunch bar, a notification area, which significantly influenced user interface design used today in Windows 10 and 11. The taskbar and the Start menu have different purposes. The Start menu is the central hub for accessing your application's settings and files. The taskbar provides quick access to running applications, system notifications, and other tools. In both Windows 10 and 11, the taskbar is divided into several distinct sections, each serving a specific function. In Windows 10, the Start button is located at the far left. This button opens the Start menu, which provides access to installed applications, settings, and power options. The search box is next to the Start button. This section allows users to search their PCs or web activity. The Task View button opens Task View, which shows all open windows and allows users to switch between virtual desktops. The Pin and Running Apps area in the middle of the taskbar shows icons for applications that are currently running or pinned for quick access. The Notification area, or System tray, is located at the far right. This section includes the clock, network status, volume control, and other system notifications. The Show Desktop button is a small, barely visible button at the far right edge of the taskbar. Clicking this minimizes all open windows and shows the desktop. In Windows 11, the sections are similar. The Start button, typically centered, though it can be aligned to the left, opening the redesigned Start menu with a grid of pinned apps and a recommended section. The Search button next to the Start button opens a search interface to find apps, files, and web results. The Task View button, similar to Windows 10, opens the Task View for managing open windows and virtual desktops. Pin and Running Apps is centrally located. This section displays icons for currently running application and those pinned for quick access. The notification area is found on the far right. It includes the clock, battery status, network status, volume control, and other system notifications. And unlike Windows 10, the Show Desktop button is a small button at the far right edge, minimizing all open windows to show the desktop. The taskbar in Windows 10 and 11 is a versatile tool that can enhance productivity and improve your workflow. While the overall layout and design have evolved, the core sections of the taskbar remains consistent between Windows 10 and Windows 11. Here are some tips and usages to make the most out of it. In Windows 10 and 11, if you right-click on any running app and select Pin to Taskbar, you can keep your favorite apps always within reach. The Task View and Virtual Desktop button on your taskbar is located right next to the search box. If you don't see it, you can right-click the taskbar and select Show Task View button. Click the Task View button or press Win plus Tab to see all open windows and create or manage virtual desktops for better organization. The taskbar also has Copilot integration. Use Copilot to quickly search the web, your PC, and launch apps. To access Copilot, simply press Windows plus C, and starting with Windows 10, building 19.045.3758, Microsoft adds the Copilot in Windows in preview to the right side of the taskbar. You can customize your icons that appear in the System tray, right corner of the taskbar, by going to Settings, Personalization, Taskbar, and then select which icons you want to appear on the taskbar. You can also move the taskbar to the right, left, or top of the screen by dragging or changing the locations in Settings, Personalization, Taskbar, and Taskbar locations on the screen in Windows 10. In Windows 10 and 11, you can enable Auto Hide to maximize screen space by going to Settings, Personalization, Taskbar, and toggling Automatically Hide the taskbar in the desktop mode. In Windows 11, you can center your taskbar icons. In Windows 11, the taskbar icons are centered by default for a more modern look, but you can adjust this to the left if preferred in Settings, Personalization, Taskbar, and Taskbar Behaviors. With the redesigned Start menu in Windows 11, accessing the Start menu now shows pinned apps and a recommended section for quick access to recent files. In Windows 10 and 11, you can also utilize taskbar widgets to quickly access personalized news, weather, calendar, and other widgets directly from your taskbar. In Windows 10 and 11, you can also access quick settings, such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and volume by clicking on the network, volume, or battery icon. In Windows 10, you will see a little icon to the very left that looks like for notifications, and that will access the quick settings. In Windows 11, you have to click on the hidden button that actually shows the Wi-Fi symbol and the speaker, and then that will pop up your quick settings. If you want to customize your taskbar, you can do so by going to Settings, Personalization, Taskbar. Here you can add or remove icons, adjust alignment, and more. If you want to unmute from the taskbar, you can do so by selecting in the quick settings the icon that shows the loudness. And if you have, just click on the little speaker icon, and then that will mute your volume. General tips for both versions. In keyboard shortcuts, you can use Windows plus number to launch the app pin in the corresponding position on your taskbar. For example, Windows +1 for the first application that shows on your taskbar. In taskbar settings, you also can access more settings by right-clicking on the taskbar and selecting taskbar settings. You can also show your desktop. Quickly minimize all open windows to show the desktop by clicking the small vertical strip at the far right end of the taskbar, or by pressing Windows +D. In conclusion, by using these tips and features, you can customize your taskbar to better suit your workflow and improve your efficiency on both Windows 10 and Windows 11. Explore, play, and enjoy. I'm Bill James, Tech for Seniors, and this is our Windows Tips, Mastering the Taskbar.
Thanks, Bill. There'll probably be some excellent review, and I'm sure there'll be some questions in the Q&A. You'll be able to stick around for that?
I will. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thanks so much. All right, now how to search. Let's talk about searching today. I made a video about that. Let's see how we can find things on YouTube. I was just answering some comments on a YouTube video I published last week. This was one of our Monday shows, which is about an hour show, and the viewer commented that she liked the program, but it was too long and she couldn't find the information she wanted. She was wishing that we had indexed the show so she could specifically find the area she wanted. I'm Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we help seniors understand technology and help them navigate the internet, specifically find more information quicker on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to talk about indexing your videos from the creator's point of view and from the viewer's point of view. So all YouTube videos are actually indexed. As creators, we can put indexes in. Now this is, as you probably understand, are called timestamps, time chapters, and these are added by creators into the description of the video to help you find specific points in that video. But what you may or may not know is that if they don't put it in, it's still there and Google does it for you. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, today, who should watch this video? Well, I'm going to have some points for creators and I'm going to have some points for viewers. So let's have a look. But before we get started, I just want to ask you for that like and subscribe. At Tech for Senior, we work very hard making these videos and would sure appreciate that like, but more important, that subscribe. All right, let's get on with the program. All right, this is the video in question. And if you look at the top, you'll see it's episode 216, Tech for Seniors, May 27, 2024. Now, the important thing, the first thing you should do before you play a video is look in the description. Because if you follow down in the description at the bottom, it says index and links. And you'll see, of course, on the right-hand side, it has all the points in our video, all the sections within the video that I've put in. It has, of course, the security news update and all the presentations. So if you want to watch any of these and go specific to the location, you just click on the left side here. These are the little blue numbers are the timestamps that I've put in. So clicking on any of these blue timestamps will take you right to the section of the video. But before you even go there, let's come up here and I'm just going to play this a little bit for you.
Twitter.com, Microsoft being investigated.
Now, if you see this red line across here, you'll see this as your video plays. If you see my cursor coming along, you'll see it sectioned. And you'll see there's different sections here. And these are the timestamps that I've put in for each section. These correspond to the numbers below here. So you can so as you just simply move your cursor along, you can see the different spots. So if we want to come down here and you're looking for the Microsoft segment, we could start it right here. And if I click this, it will take you right to that segment and you can tell what it is. So just by moving your cursor along this line, you can actually see where the segments are and go and play that. Here's raised music. Now, but you could also get there by coming down to the bottom by clicking on the link in the description. So the tip for the viewer is you can actually find your indexing by two different methods. The first is running your cursor along the timeline and seeing the segment you want to go to, or you can look down in the description and click the link there, and it will take you to the point that you want to go to in the video. And you'll find that all 218 of our videos over the past 5 years have all had this feature in them. Now, if you are a creator and are wondering how to add these, let me give you a simple tip. There are many different ways in which you can add timestamps to your videos. The first way is through the software you use to create the video. And I use a software program called Camtasia. Now in this segment, you'll see that I'm adding markers into the video. And this is as I'm editing the video, I add these markers, and these ultimately will turn into timestamps as I render the video and upload it to YouTube. The software automatically takes those markers and makes them into timestamps so that when your video is published on YouTube, those are automatically inserted. So there's no extra work on your part. So your video editing software might do that for you depending on what one you use. Now I use that feature for a number of years, but I don't do that anymore. I use another type of software called TubeBuddy. This is an extension and it's an add-on software that helps me manage our YouTube channel. And so I actually add the chapters in after the video is published in and is on YouTube. And you'll see in this video, I'm actually adding the chapters in after it has been uploaded and rendered into video. So there are many different ways in which you can add these chapters or timestamps into your videos for quick indexing. So the next question is, do all videos have timestamps and indexing in them? And the answer to that question is no. And you're going to say, well, why not? Let me give you two examples. The first is the video I just showed you, which is our Monday show. This is a 1-hour show and it's divided up into various segments. These are of specific interest to people, so I can appreciate that they wouldn't want to watch the whole show. They may want to just only watch one segment that they're interested in. So I add indexing to all those videos. But there are times when you don't want to put indexing in your video. Let's give you an example. Suppose I'm going to make a video about smartwatches, and I say these are 5 critical reasons that you need to purchase a smartwatch and use this for. What are those 5 reasons? Well, that's why people are going to watch the video. If you put those 5 reasons in the description, then people aren't going to watch the video. And that's the goal on YouTube, is getting people to watch the video. Another example that I used recently is I've been looking at cars and automobiles, and I wanted to find out what the best EVs are in 2024. So of course I did a search on that, and you will find a lot of videos about that. But none of those videos list those top cars that they pick in the description. In fact, they're very cagey about it, and you need to really watch the video to get the names of those 5 cars. So that's a situation where you would not want to put it in the description. Otherwise, people will just look at the description and not watch the video. This is a creator tip. If you don't want indexing or chapters in your video, before you publish it, in the details section of your YouTube studio, you want to uncheck automatic chapters. If you don't uncheck that, then Google is going to automatically add chapters to your video. And I'm going to show you how this works in the next segment. But make sure you untick that automatic chapters button so it doesn't happen. Now let me talk about searching for a minute in Google. On the screen here, you'll see on the right side, you'll see a search in YouTube. When you're in the YouTube environment, if you do a search for a specific video, you're searching all YouTube for videos on that topic. On the side, you'll see I have a search on Google. This is in your Chrome browser doing a Google search. Well, of course, you all know that Google searches search the internet. They search everything, but they also search YouTube. So if you're looking for something and you think it might be on YouTube, it will also search it. And let me show you why that's so important. All right, let's have a look at this video that you see on the screen. This is a video I produced called Chromebook Buying Guide for 2023. Now let's just look at this. Run your cursor across the timeline here. You'll see that, of course, there are chapters in here. But if you come down and you look in the description, like I'd showed you before, there are no chapters. I did put sections in here, but these are not indexing chapters like we discussed. But if you look at the bottom, you'll see that in fact there are chapters there, because you'll see that there's introduction, setting a budget, choosing Chromebook. And these were all automatically created by Google. All right, let's see what happens when we do a Google search on that video. So we're now on my main computer here, and we're doing a Google search. Let's click in here, and we're going to choose best Chromebooks for 2023 and see what we come up with. All right, so we're going to come up now, and we're going to look down the list here and come down here. And we're going to see at the bottom here, it says view all. And let's see if we can find my video. As we come down here, well, here's my video. Chromebook buying guide of 2023. Now, if you look at this carefully, and I want you to pay attention, this is a YouTube video. Remember, we're searching in Google search. So we're searching the internet and we're searching YouTube videos. We're searching both. And now it's come up and we've found this video because we're looking for Chromebooks for 2023. And we found that, but it's a video. So what we have to do now is if we come down and look at the bottom, I want you to look at 10 key moments in this video. Remember, I didn't put this in. We're going to click this down and you'll see here, these have all been added by Google. Let's expand this out and you'll see all the different sections in my video. So if you want to find how big a hard drive you have in a Chromebook, we can just click this and it takes you right to that section of the video. So I'm so excited about this. What I've just shown you is if you do a search in Google, it is not only going to search all the knowledge of the internet, but it's going to search the knowledge of the YouTube library. It's going to find the information you want, and it's going to allow you to zoom right in on that video and play the specific item you're looking for, all on that search. And I'm going to show you now how you can even refine that a bit more. So let's come back and go into our search, and we're going to look again at the best Chromebooks. But what I want you to do is, instead of having all the information here from the search, which is non-YouTube stuff, if we come up here and just click videos, then this is going to only list the YouTube videos that you're looking for. And as we come down here, we'll see the item that we're looking for right away, and we can simply click this, and there we are right now and picking up the video. So yes, all the YouTube videos are all indexed with chapters in them, except if the creator has said, no, I don't want automatic chapters included in my video for the reasons I discussed. So the reason for making this video was to answer the original question a viewer had posed, and that is, how do you find the information in an hour-long video? So the first step is to always look in the description below the video, because most likely you're going to find the chapters there that will index the video. If the creator hasn't put the chapters there, the chapters likely will be in below the video, and Google has added those, as you will see in a Google search. And the way they can do this is very interesting. You probably understand that there are millions of videos being uploaded to YouTube every day. Do you know that every single one of them is transcribed? Yes, they take the audio and they transcribe all your voice into text. That's pretty amazing. But that allows them to do this incredible searching that they do. Now you can actually look at the transcript in the video, and I'm going to show you how to do that today, and then I'm going to give you a bonus tip, something I use every day. It's free, it's an incredible service, and it will help you summarize the videos. So let me give you this tip. All right, let's come to our video. This is my video, Google introduces Chromebook Plus. We've looked at this before, and if you look over to the right, you're going to see the description, and you'll see the description in the dark here. And if we click show more, it will show more of what I put in the description. And we'll come down to the bottom here, and you'll see, of course, we have our chapters, which I didn't put in. Remember, YouTube put them in. But if you come right down at the bottom, it says transcript. And you'll find if you go to the bottom below the description in all your YouTube videos, you'll see this transcript. Then what you can do is you can click show transcript, and it will come along now, and it lists all the transcript. And if you click the little button to the left here, the blue button, it'll take you right to that section of the video. But let me show you an app called Transcript and Summary. This works with OpenAI and ChatGPT. I'll describe that in a minute, but watch what happens. If we come up to the right side here, you'll see that it says Transcript and Summary. Well, of course, you recognize the OpenAI or ChatGPT symbol here. Let's see what happens when I click the button. Now we head over to ChatGPT. It's already logged me in, and it's taken all the transcript of that whole video, and it's right here. And you could copy and paste it and do whatever you want with it. But what it's going to do, let's keep coming down here. It's going to summarize automatically the whole video into 5 points. So here's the 5 points that it summarized it into. So this app takes the transcript, moves it into ChatGPT, so you have the whole transcript there. You could do whatever you want with it, but it also summarizes it into the 5 key points of the video. Isn't that cool? I use this all the time. So what I just showed you is a free extension for your Chrome browser. I like it so much, I even made a video about it. And I'll put the link up above here, and I'll put it in the description below the video, and you can download it and try it yourself. It is absolutely free, and the only thing that you require is a ChatGPT account, but it's free. You can use the free version for this. And this will automatically allow you to search and copy that transcription over into ChatGPT. It's quite customizable. I'm not going to go through that whole thing. You can just watch the video, but I use it all the time. Now here's a tip. It's a tip for the viewers. It summarizes your video into points so you can quickly find the information you're looking for. Also, for creators, I use this all the time on my own videos. After I complete them, I simply summarize it for a description. Yes, saves me so much time. I can just summarize my own video, create the 5 points I want, and put those in the description of the video. Works great. It's all free and a big time saver. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Hopefully I've helped some viewers and creators with some tips. I sure would appreciate that like and subscribe. All right, Bob, take it away.
Copilot Plus PCs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. Number 1, advanced AI capabilities, AI integration. Copilot Plus PCs are equipped with powerful neural processing units, capable of 45 trillion operations per second, which significantly enhances AI and machine learning tasks. AI features like Recall, which allows users to search through their PC history using natural language, and Co-Creator, which aids in creative tasks, are standout functionalities. Number 2, performance and efficiency. High performance. These PCs are powered by Snapdragon X Elite and Snapdragon X Plus processors, offering up to 20 times more power and 100 times more efficiency for AI workloads compared to previous models. Battery life. Copilot Plus PCs boast impressive battery life, with up to 22 hours of local video playback and 15 hours of web browsing on a single charge, outperforming competitors like the MacBook Air. Number 3. Enhanced user experience. Optimized applications. Microsoft has worked with developers to optimize popular applications for these new processors, ensuring smooth and responsive performance for apps like Adobe Creative Cloud, Microsoft 365, and Chrome. Number 4. Security and privacy. The inclusion of the Microsoft Pluton security processor and personalized privacy controls ensure that these devices are secure out of the box. A bad. Number 1. Hardware requirements and availability. High requirements. Copilot Plus PCs require at least 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabyte of SSD UFS storage, and an NPU capable of 40 TOPS, which means current laptops do not meet these specifications and new models are needed. Number 2. Limited availability. The first Copilot Plus PCs are expected to hit the market on June 18th, and it remains to be seen how quickly they will become widely available. Number 3. Exclusivity and branding. Confusing branding. The term Copilot Plus has been criticized for being confusing, and there is uncertainty about whether all advertised features will remain exclusive to these laptops. Feature exclusivity. There is a history of Microsoft making new features available to older versions of Windows, which raises questions about the long-term exclusivity of Copilot Plus features. The ugly. Number 1. Privacy concerns. Data privacy. Features like recall, which store and search through user history, have raised privacy concerns. Although Microsoft claims these are stored locally with built-in privacy controls, the potential for misuse or data breaches remains a concern. Number 2. Market reception and execution. Skepticism. Despite the promising features, there is skepticism about whether these new AI capabilities will be compelling enough for users to invest in new hardware. The success of Copilot Plus PCs will depend heavily on their execution and real-world performance. Number 3. ARM transition. The transition to ARM chips has historically faced challenges, and while Microsoft has made significant strides, the success of this transition remains to be fully proven. In conclusion, Copilot Plus PCs represent a significant leap in AI integration and performance for Windows laptops. However, their success will depend on overcoming hardware requirements, addressing privacy concerns, and ensuring that the new features provide tangible benefits to users. Stay safe, stay secure, and it may be wise not to be the first customer of this new technology. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening.
There you go. Thanks, Bob. It's time in the show now where we have to say goodbye to our YouTube friends over on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening today. I'll be stopping the video now. If you want to pop over into our live meeting, we still have lots of room, and participate in the Q&A. If you have to leave, don't forget our educational series coming up in half an hour. And don't forget our Thursday show this coming Thursday, in which we'll be talking all about the new Apple news about AI. So I'm just gonna, with that, I'm just gonna stop the live stream there. Ray, and take it away.
A long life for a legendary actor, Dick Van Dyke. Now, this past Wednesday, CBS TV aired a 2-hour special titled Dick Van Dyke, 98 Years of Magic. Actually, this was a rebroadcast from last December when Van Dyke turned 98 years young. If you missed it both times, it's available to stream on Paramount Plus. Now, is there anyone here today that was not watching the Dick Van Dyke Show when it first broadcast in the early 1960s? If by chance you might have missed them, reruns are currently available to watch via MeTV. I personally recall this sitcom was different from its predecessors in that Rob Petrie had a job outside the home, unlike Ozzie Nelson, and the Petries slept in the same bed, unlike Lucy and Ricky. Now, the following bullet points have been provided by Copilot. Dick Van Dyke was born as Richard Wayne Van Dyke, December 13, 1925. Is an American actor, comedian, singer, dancer, and writer. His career spans over 7 decades in film, television, and stage. Van Dyke was born in West Plains, Missouri, to Hazel Victoria, a stenographer, and Lauren Wayne Cookie Van Dyke, a salesman. Grew up in Danville, Illinois, where he attended Danville High School. Van Dyke began as an entertainer on radio, television, and Broadway. His breakthrough came with the original production of Bye Bye Birdie in 1960, earning him a Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical. He became a household name as Rob Petrie in the Dick Van Dyke Show, airing from 1961 through 1966. Van Dyke starred in beloved movie musicals like Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Later, he led the new Dick Van Dyke Show, Diagnosis Murder, and Murder 101. His accolades include a Golden Globe, Tony, Grammy, Daytime Emmy, and 4 Primetime Emmys. Now, Van Dyke was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame and received the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award. He was also recognized as a Disney legend and honored with the Kennedy Center honors. Now, at 90 years old, he remains full of life and continues to inspire audiences. Now, here's a fun fact. His family line traces back to Mayflower passenger John Alden. So today's music clip is from the 1964 movie Mary Poppins, a song by Van Dyke and Julie Andrews that needs no introduction on my part, mainly because I can't pronounce the title. So, but from a technological perspective, this may be one of the first times extensive animated characters were interspersed with live actors. All right, who did not watch the Dick Van Dyke Show in the early 60s?
I think everybody, I know I did, never missed it. It was so great. And wow, that's, and he's still alive.
98 years old.
Wow.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah,
And he never got any special awards from the Academy, eh? The Academy Awards?
I thought I mentioned one that he got some recognition. I'll look back at my notes again. But I saw
a video of him this week accepting that daytime Emmy, and he was dancing on the stage at 98.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Did you see him last year when he was in The Masked Singer as one of the participants?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, he was. That was quite amazing. Actually singing at that age.
Yeah, amazing.
Fantastic.
All right. This is a time in the show where we have to say goodbye to everyone. We're going to move into our Q&A now. If you don't forget, if you have to leave, please come back and watch our educational video. That'll be at 1:30. We're moving into the Q&A, and we had a lot of good presentations today. If you have any questions about the presentations or anything else you'd like to discuss, put your hand up or yell or scream or jump up and down or something. I don't know. And we'll try and get a hold of you and answer your questions. So do we have any questions? Somebody's got to. I asked Chris, I don't know, Chris, if you looked at your I sent you a little note in the chat. I put some of the 2024, the Camtasia brought out a new edition this week. And so some of the new 2024 effects I put in that video. I don't know if you saw the dynamic captions and some of the things I added that were the new effects. I had a lot of fun making it.
I noticed that, yes. I think I would have used the smooth transition rather than the word by word, but yeah, I saw that on the Camtasia 2024.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the best way to do it yet is. They're just new, just come out, so lots of fun.
The best way to do it is always the way she does it, okay?
All right, very good. Yeah. And Huey, I know you use Camtasia, so that's some of the new features that you can.
Yeah, I just installed it last night, the new version.
See how it works out. Some of the fun we can have with it. Don't forget, everybody, next week we will be talking about streaming. So, all of us will be talking about the different streaming service we use to watch television. So it should be a great show next week. And I don't think there was anything else I had to say. No questions. We don't have any questions at all.
I usually watch Dick Van Dyke and his son during the night. Of course, the son is the police, and the doctor is very curious and always gets himself in trouble by trying to play detective.
Carl, go ahead.
Okay, well, I can't top Van Dyke's historical connection with the first landing in the United States, but my grandfather was 10 years old. This is my father's father when Abraham Lincoln was shot. And my grandmother was 1 year old.
Wow.
And that's surrealistic to me. And the reason is my father was the youngest of 7, and he did not marry my mother until he was 40. So he was born in 1864 or 54. My mother was born in 1864, 10 years later, and Lincoln died in 1865. Wow. So my grandmother was a year old and my grandfather was 10 years old. That's weird to me that I'm alive thinking that I had relatives alive during Abraham Lincoln's life. I mean, that is speechless. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Carl.
Speaks to your longevity, Carl.
Well, I'm 85 and after 80, it's bragging rights.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm 85 as well.
Very good.
So
I'll be 86 in a couple of weeks.
So we learned today that I guess we won't even have to show up at meetings anymore, right? We can we'll have our AI double just do it for us.
Yeah, I perked up when I heard that. That sounded interesting. We can be in 2 places at once after all.
Yeah, there you go.
You'll never know whether next week's Security News Roundup is me or my double.
Absolutely.
There we go.
By the way, it's not something that's available, and it's only meant for a business account. So the actual account when you pay for Zoom, that doesn't qualify.
Carl, go ahead. Hello, Carl.
He may not have taken his hand down.
All right, there we go. Well, what's even more weird is my parents died 17 years apart. They've died the same age, but 17 years apart. And I have a younger brother who's 17 years and a few months younger than me. My mother was 43 when he was born. Now, can you imagine him, who's in his 60s, saying that his grandparents were born when Abraham Lincoln was alive, and he's in his 60s.
Wow.
Okay, that's it. I can't top that.
All right. Murray, go ahead. Murray, you're muted.
I have a question for Chris and Jim. And that is when Ron a few weeks ago did a nice presentation on what to do with receipts. And he showed how to make a widget that on an Android where you could sort of combine the camera and the iDrive or Google Drive so that he could just have a click on it and the picture would go picture of his receipt would go directly into the correct folder. I can't see how to do that, create such a widget on the iPhone. Do you know how to do that?
Chris and Jim have left.
Oh, they've left.
Yeah, they just left. I can't answer that, Marie.
No, I thought they were still here.
Yeah, because I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I know you could. I know you couldn't. I was just hoping Chris and Jim could.
It doesn't on the app. It doesn't show you on the app. In the Android app, you just create it, and you can sort of save that particular image, and so you can just quickly use that. An iPhone doesn't do that, eh?
Well, I can't figure out how to do it on the iPhone. I've tried, and you know the only thing you can do with the iPhone, you know, where you create a widget, it can only create one, put it into a particular panel from the widgets that are already there. You can't combine them like you did, like to make it so that you would go directly to a particular folder.
Right. Okay.
At least I can't figure out how to do it.
Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Good morning, all. I really enjoyed that supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You can pronounce it, I can't.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an easy one to pronounce. I mean, we all grew up as kids learning that. Ray, what happened to you?
We're all going to be singing it all day long today.
All day long, right? At any rate, I have been to the Dick Van Dyke YouTube channel in the past. He's very entertaining. He's still active on social media. And I put the link to it in chat if anybody would like to check him out.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks. I'll put that in as maybe my favorite YouTube channel on our Saturday newsletter. I'll add that in there. That should be a good one. I hadn't heard. Good. Thanks, Mike.
I found the YouTube link for the Dick Van Dyke that was on Masked Singer as well, so I put that into the chat. So you can take a look at that.
For those that know, The Masked Singer is a TV musical show where there's some of the singer is masked, and people have to guess who it really is by hearing the voices. So that was good.
For those of you who on our Saturday newsletter, one of I think the last edition I put in was historical battles, and it's interesting with the software they have now. They can go back and create cast of thousands, right down to some minute detail, and make these battles all occur with software. I guess it's AI software, and so it's pretty interesting. Some of the battles they created from the 1400s, where cast of thousands are there, and they're doing different types of battles in different parts of the world, and they can customize all the people, the styles of their clothing and battle gear and what they're riding. It's really interesting, and so you can create go and recreate these battles all through AI.
Times have changed since the movie Braveheart.
Yeah. So very interesting. All right, well, I guess if we don't have any more questions, we will see everybody maybe this Thursday. Come and have a listen to what we have to say about the Apple Worldwide Developer Conference. And we will see you either Thursday or next Monday. All right. Thank you for coming. Thanks everyone for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone participated. Thank you all the staff. Thanks everybody so much for coming. All right. Bye now.
Bye.